Pat McKee. Let's talk about 1A North, sectional number 49. Couts ranked number 3. Really a team that has played awfully well. Only one loss to this point in the season, so going in, and we always feel uncomfortable about talking about favorites or not so favorites, and a lot of it's statistical and looking at records, but this is there are only 2 teams in that section with winning records, and Couts, as we mentioned, 17-1.
And they happen to draw the other team with the winning record in Whiting, who's 10-9. Couts has played very well defensively. They're one of the top 5 teams defensively. They've got a history of good girls basketball over the years. Of course, in single A, you have some cycles of talent,
right.
but that's a school that has had good success at the small school level over the years.
In sectional number 50, as we mentioned, the defending champion Oregon Davis Ball Club takes on Argus, and they played earlier in the year. But you have a balanced sectional beyond that. But Oregon Davis, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, basically an odds-on favorite to possibly repeat as the 1A champion.
I had the opportunity to talk to Coach Minix this week, and he told me offensively they may not be quite as good as last year. They graduated the twins, the Boyle twins, but he thought defensively not only are they as good, but he felt even a little bit better than they were last year. And, again, that's shown up statistically. They're one of the top defensive teams in the state. They score really well. Their scoring margin is the number 1 margin in the state at this time. So, they've really got it going for them right now, and they do look to be one of the strong favorites.
Sectional 51, Fort Wayne Canterbury coming in as the only ranked team in that sectional. Sectional 52 is a pretty balanced sectional. North White, West Central is ranked number 11. Tri-County, as we mentioned, 13-5. West Central, number 11 there at 14-4. Pat, if you go to sectional number 53, Tri-Central, ranked number 14, taking on Clinton Prairie. Clinton Prairie only with 2 wins, but you also see a good Lafayette Central Catholic team that record-wise may be a little deceiving. That was a team who was ranked a lot of the year.
Well, again, you've got 2 teams there in Lafayette Central Catholic and Tri-Central that have been really strong in 1A girls basketball the last several years. Tri-Central, of course, won multiple championships, I think 3 in a row a couple of years back. Lafayette Central Catholic has been a really strong team as well, and they play a pretty tough schedule, so 10-10 could be deceptive.
Sectional 55 has a couple of ranked teams. They don't play each other, and if the seeds would hold, so to speak, they could see each other in the championship game. Randolph Southern, number 17, taking on Monroe Central in the first ball game. Tri, ranked number 10, will play Union City on Friday night. It's that classic matchup of one team having to win 3 to win, one team having to win 2 to win. So if the seeds hold, that could be the matchup. Sectional 56, another balanced sectional, 2 teams with winning records. Turkey Run, number 13. And a good solid team. They're taking on Riverton Park in the second game at sectional 56 following the North Vermilion Attica game, and Attica at 12-5.
Well, Attica, of course, has one of the state's best players in Brittany Rayburn. She's a Purdue commitment and has been a leading scorer really since she entered high school, been one of the top scorers in the state each year of the last 3 years, plus this year is the 4th season.
1A North wrapped up. We'll come back and talk about the 1A South matchups. You're listening to the Indiana High School Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show on the IHSAA Methodist Sports Medicine Championship Radio Network, brought to you in part by Methodist Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the IHSAA. Welcome back, everyone. We are now ready to talk about 1A South and the pairings for the upcoming 33rd Annual State Tournament Series in girls basketball. Sectional number 57 at Clay City. 5 teams will square off on the week of February the 4th. Game number 1, White River Valley, ranked number 9, takes on Clay City. White River Valley beat Clay City 66-48 on November the 26th. In the first game of Friday night features Union Duggar taking on North Central of Farmersburg, and Shakamak will play the second game on Friday night. They will be matched up with the winner of the White River Valley Clay City game on Tuesday night. Sectional number 58 at Southwestern of Shelbyville. 7 teams playing in this. Game number 1, Morristown and Greenwood Christian. The second game of Sectional 58 features Morton Memorial and Waldron. And game number 3, Edinburgh will play Eminence. Southwestern, the host school, will play the winner of the Morristown-Greenwood Christian matchup. Sectional number 59 at University. 5 teams in this tournament. Indianapolis Lutheran will play Tindley in game number 1, Tindley's first appearance in the IHSAA Girls State Tournament. Game number 1 on Friday nights. Indiana School for the Deaf will take on the host University. University ranked number 15 in the single A poll. International will play the second game on Friday night. They'll play the winner of the Indianapolis Lutheran and Tindley game played on Tuesday night. Sectional number 60 at Jacksonville. This is a great matchup to start on Tuesday night. Number 19, Shaw Memorial, will play the host, Jacksonville. Jacksonville ranked number 2. Jacksonville lost to Shaw Memorial 47-43 in overtime on January the 22nd. Friday night, game number 1 at sectional number 60 will feature South Decatur and Oldenburg Academy, and Rising Sun will play the second game against the winner of the Shaw Memorial Jacksonville matchup. Sectional number 61 at Orleans. Trinity Lutheran will play Orleans in game number 1 Tuesday night, followed by Northeast DuBois and Medora. Northeast DuBois is ranked number 7. On Friday night, game number 2 will feature Crothersville and Springs Valley, with the winners playing the first game on Friday night. At Henryville in sectional number 62. Game number 1 features number 8, South Central of Elizabeth and Rock Creek Academy. Lanesville will play Henryville in game number 2. And Borden will square off with Christian Academy of Indiana in game number 3. New Washington, ranked number 18 in the single A poll, will play the winner of the South Central Elizabeth and Rock Creek Academy matchup. In sectional number 63, this one at North Davies, there are 6 teams. The host, North Davies, will play number 6 Bar Reeve in game number 1, followed by Vincennes Reveille and Washington Catholic. Reveille is ranked number 5 in the single A coaches poll. In the second game on Friday night, after the winners have played, Lagodi will square off against Shoals. And in Class A, sectional number 64 at Tecumseh, there are 4 teams. These teams will play Friday night. Cannleton will square off against Wood Memorial, and New Harmony will play the host, Tecumseh. And, Pat, let's go back 1A South. Obviously, the game that just literally leaps off the page at you is in sectional number 60 at Jacksonville, Shaw Memorial, Jacksonville. Shaw Memorial won the earlier matchup, and that happens to be Jacksonville's only loss.
Well, I think they've picked up a second loss
You're right.
since then.
See, that's why we have you here, is that is to catch me on the occasional misstatement that I might make. And as I'm into this about a half hour, that's my first one, so there's plenty to come.
Who's keeping track? Anyway, yeah, you're right. That's going to be a terrific matchup. Jacksonville's had a terrific season, 16-2, although they've lost their last 2 games. Shaw Memorial also a strong season at 14-5. A sleeper in that group could be South Decatur. They don't have a great record, but I think the draw gives them a bit of an edge here, as well as, they're not a bad team.
Well, they're not, and clearly in this sectional, that one is kind of wide open. Another sectional in single A in the southern part of the state, this one at sectional number 63, a couple of ranked teams bracketed in the same bracket, and that would be Bar Reeve and Vincennes Reveille. Reveille is number 5. They're taking on Washington Catholic in the second game. Bar Reeve will play North Davies in game number 1, and if the seeds hold, and I know we're going to wear that cliche out throughout the night, but they, in fact, could find themselves playing one another on Friday night in the semifinals.
In fact, they could, and they're 2 good teams. Lagodi's another good team there. North Davies is a team that has had some success over the years. But Reveille with Chelsea Meeks, she's a good sophomore player, and Bar Reeve with Paige Miller and Hillary Fox, kind of a duo over there. Those are probably the players who will be key in the matchup if those 2 teams meet.